And here we go. Woo! Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this Mad Professor broadcast. What's going on, brothers? What's going on? What's going on? It is Friday night. It is Friday night, and this is another edition of Friday Night Live. And this edition of Friday Night Live is brought to you by BMI, Black Men's Independence, BMA, Black Men's Agency, BME, Black Men's Empowerment, and BMH, Black Men's Happiness. I hope you brothers are doing well this evening. We have a very, 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 very good conversation that we're going to bring to you today. What's going on, Delano? Tim Howard, I see you, man. I see you, I see you, I see you, I see you, I see you. We've got a good program this evening. I'm looking forward to chopping it up with my good brother from New York City. Keep It 100, Marcus Aurelius. And if you guys have not subscribed to Keep It 100's channel, y'all go ahead and subscribe to Keep It 100's channel. Keep It 100 has some fire content. Keep It 100 is 100% SYSBM, man. We're S by SYSBM. I see Delano music. I see Delano. We'll see. We'll see. Hang on in there, man. Hang on in there. But we're gonna talk tonight, man. We're gonna have a conversation, brothers, that I've been meaning to have with you guys, with all of us, for a very, 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 very long time, and it's a conversation that's long overdue, and it's especially important in this moment that we are in right now, where it seems like every other week there is some new effort to degrade and assault the character of Afro-American men. There is some effort to delegitimize everything that we do. There is some effort to degrade us, man. And we are constantly reminded, guys, to know who we are and know where we are, and to be steadfast, my guys, in proclaiming those values that affirm who we are in the face of a whole bunch of hostility. What's going on, Brother Jamil? I see you, man. I see you, Brother Jamil. I see my BMO brother is in the house, man. I want y'all to look at the title, man. Look at the title. When Black men know their worth. When Black men know their worth, man. And tonight we have to talk about Black men's value, their value of themselves and what that means, and talk about wealth, and talk about currency, and talk about long-term things, and talk about what it means to save yourself and what it means to invest in your best interests. What's going on? I see you, Waste Disposal Valet. I see you, Christopher Clipper. I see you, See Truth the Revelator. I see all of you guys in the house. I see you. I'm glad that you are joining us tonight. And this broadcast, man, we're gonna really hammer down. I see you, Jizzle. What's going on? We're gonna really hammer down, brother. We're gonna really hammer down on the mission statement that I put out about a week and a half ago, man, talking about Black men's independence. And additionally, that mission statement deals with the whole it deals with the whole umbrella of black men's independence, but it also entails agency, empowerment, and happiness as well. And what we're going to talk about tonight, my guys, deals fundamentally with all of those things, and with all of what it means. And my brother Marcus is going to assist us, brothers, in this enterprise, and get this thing going. My last stream, guys, I did a stream. If y'all haven't checked out the stream on Cam Newton and the way in which America seeks to discredit black men, y'all go back and y'all check out their stream. Y'all go back and y'all check out their stream. And this is what I mean. When you have a black man who knows who he is, a black man who understands where he comes from, a black man who has come up in a black family where he has been invested in. I see you, Ghost Madison. I see you, Miss KP Bailey. I see all of you. A man who has lived in a culture. He saw a mother and a father, two-parent household, nuclear family. He said a three-parent household. He said he had his grandmother in the household. And he came out of a family structure where he had a solid identity. A solid identity. And Cam Newton is right for the conversation that we're gonna have tonight, guys. He is right for the conversation, my guys. Because right now, Cam Newton is at the twilight of his career. He is at the very end of his career. Cam Newton, the superstar quarterback, played for Auburn University. Superstar quarterback who went on to play for the Carolina Panthers, taking them to the Super Bowl. Thank you, brother. Reality, all respect to you, my brother. All respect to you. I mean, a black man who was an MVP. An MVP. Cam Newton. A man who had everybody doing the dab. Everybody was doing the dab. A dab that a dance that was originated by the trappers in Atlanta. Cam Newton had everybody doing that dab, man. I live in North Carolina, brothers, and I can tell you, back in 2013 and 2014, when Cam Newton was on fire, everybody was doing the dab. But here's what I wanted to say, and I didn't say this last night, but the other night on Tuesday night. But I got to say this. Tonight, man. Is that Cam Newton knew what he was going to do in football, particularly at the college level and at the NFL level before he reached those levels. Cam Newton knew that he was going to be a superstar way before anybody knew Cam Newton, the superstar. And his family had a lot to do with it. Particularly his father. His father invested in him. His father is the one who managed and negotiated his college career. There has been a lot that has been written on Cam Newton and his father, and how his father negotiated his way through the NCAA, and later on was a part of the negotiations when he entered into the NFL. And Cam Newton almost got into some trouble. The NCAA attempted to violate him a number of times, okay, because he was allegedly involved with doing things under the table, taking gifts and the like, going around the system in order that he would have an advantage. The NCAA attempted to do that. They were not very successful at what they were trying to do with Cam Newton. And the interesting thing about Cam Newton is that Cam Newton, his father was right there in the middle of everything. Thank you, ghetto user. His father was right there guiding it. And his father was managing his career. His father had invested in him. And Cam Newton went into the NFL, drafted well, going to the Carolina Panthers and becoming the quarterback, taking on this image of Superman, and then eventually taking on endorsements and going into the world of business. He became a fixture, a staple in North Carolina, particularly Charlotte, North Carolina. Became a major business enterprise in North Carolina. And what was clear, I'm going to tell y'all guys, what was clear to me as I watched Cam Newton move from a college football player to a professional football player in the National Football League, what was clear to me was that Cam Newton is a man who knows his value. It was clear to me that Cam Newton is a man who knows his worth. It was clear even when he took a woman unto himself, when he found a woman who was dancing in the club, whom he liked, a woman who he eventually had 4 children from, a woman who he didn't marry, and chose not to marry, understanding the politics of marriage. It was clear to me, and it has been clear to me, that Cam Newton is a dude who knows his worth. And Cam Newton is very different from your run-of-the-mill football player in the National Football League. Cam Newton is preparing to end his career. He's going to end it comfortably. He's not going to be impoverished. He's not going to be in dire straits and everything like that. Cam Newton is set up for life after football. And y'all see Cam Newton, he's got his podcast. Cam Newton is strategic. He's doing the podcast thing right now, setting things up for life after the National Football League. That's exactly what Cam is doing. And that is what a black man does when a black man knows his worth. That's what he does. And that podcast, and I'm not going to recycle the stuff that I said on Tuesday, but I'm going to say this: everything he said, all right, on that recent podcast that drew all this heat from these people in sports media, is simply, guys, it's simply a reflection of him knowing his value as a black man. He knows his value. He knows his value. And again, there are only a few people in the realm of sports. And sports is a good example for us to really think about. There are only a few people that we can really point to, particularly in the world of football, the National Football League, who are like that. Cam Newton is like that. That the other person who was like that in the National Football League, he's a veteran. He's a veteran now. He's a veteran now. And that person, he is now the head coach for Jackson State University. And I'm talking about none other than the legendary NFL Hall of Famer, the cornerback, Deion Sanders, the man who we know as Prime Time, who is now the head coach of Jackson State University. And let me tell you guys, I'm old school. I'm from Gen X. And Deion Sanders is much older than me. Deion Sanders is almost 10 years older than me. But let me tell you guys, I remember Prime Time when Prime Time was beginning his career. I remember Prime Time when Prime Time was at Florida State University. I remember when he played for Bobby Bowden. He said Deion Sanders is from Fort Myers, Florida. Deion Deion Sanders was a world-class athlete. He played football, he played basketball, he ran track, he did everything. And prime time went to Florida State. He went to Florida State University. He played football at Florida State, and he played basketball at Florida State. But here's the thing about prime time. Here's the thing about Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders was a unique figure. He was a unique personality for his time. I'm talking about the late 1980s. Deion Sanders understood. He understood as early as his entree into college sports, the NCAA. He understood that football is a business. He understood. Deion Sanders understood that he was being recruited to be an entertainer. That's right, Henry Scurry. He played baseball too. I can't forget about baseball. I can't forget about baseball. Deion Sanders played football, he played basketball, and he played baseball in college, okay? But Deion Sanders was one of the few people in his era, few people in the history of sports who understood that sports is about entertainment, that sports is about getting people into the seats. He knew that when he played or when he became a star at Florida State University, he knew that it would be his star power. He knew that it would be his charisma, his ability to talk in front of cameras. He knew that he was going to be the draw. He knew. He understood his value. He understood that his talent came with currency, or that his talent was his currency. And he understood marketing. Oh my God, Deion Sanders understood. He understood marketing. He understood promotions. His goal, like many young men who go into college football or what have you, was to make it into the National Football League. But he was going to do it on his term. He created that persona. He created that persona at Florida State. He became the star, and he knew what he was doing. This is a man who knew his worth. He knew that he was a top recruited athlete, a national recruit, and he knew that he had rare talent. Okay, rare talent as a defensive back, and as a baseball player. And he understood that talent translated into dollars and cents. In other words, Deion Sanders knew his worth. And Deion Sanders took that mentality, he took it into the National Football League when he was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons. Deion played for the Atlanta Falcons. He not only played for the Atlanta Falcons, but he also played for the Atlanta Braves. And I remember Deion's first game in the NFL, and I remember his first game where he scored a touchdown on a punt return. I remember. And I remember how he made his debut as primetime. And Deion, after that game, Deion stood in front of those cameras in the locker room. Deion stood with his shades on. Deion had his gold. Deion had everything. Deion just shined. And brothers, I'm pointing this out to you. Because most of us do not know our value. Most of us. ESPN, about 4 or 5 years ago, ESPN put out, and I'm going to bring in my brother, Marcus Aurelius. I'm sorry, keep it 100. What's going on?
It's good.
Man, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Let me get up in here, man. So listen, man. Let me finish what I was saying, man. We're gonna chop this up because we're talking about value, man.
Most
And,
deaf.
and here's the thing, man. You know, we're familiar with sports. We black men, right? We get
Of course.
sports in our face all the time. And let's just be honest, man. Our symbols, you know, it's unfortunate. I wish it wasn't. I wish it wasn't this way. But our main symbols of wealth and success and prosperity tend to come from the athletes and the entertainers, right?
Yeah.
And it's like now we know that they are not the only exemplars. They are not the only models. Okay. I mean, we know that you have a Robert Smith that exists. You know that you got a Bob Johnson that exists. Okay. You know, you got a Reginald Gaines, you got all kinds of people who have existed. The late Earl Graves, the founder of Black Enterprise magazine, he just recently passed away. Okay.
Yeah.
And so we got a whole, you know, we got a whole bunch of black men who, you know, who are not athletes, who are not entertainers or what have you, to look at. But the reality is the people who have the spotlight, who have had the spotlight historically, have been the performers. And
Yeah.
we have seen them, gain wealth, and we have watched them lose wealth. And they come and they are no different from us in terms of our background, and we're gonna break that down and everything like that. And so I'm using these examples, man, because you know football is a very interesting thing, man. It's very different from basketball, especially NFL. But I pointed out Cam Newton, and now I'm talking about Deion Sanders, man. Okay.
Hmm.
And one thing that I saw with Deion Sanders is that Deion Sanders always knew what his value was as an athlete. He knew that he was a commodity. He knew that people were making money off him. He knew that people were going to enrich themselves off him, and he was not going to allow that to happen without him enriching himself. Which means that you have to have some deep investments in who you are, that you got to be able to sit at negotiating tables and what have you, and see yourself as a prize, to see yourself as an asset, not somebody who's living in deficit. Okay. And so what I was saying as I was, talking about this other documentary with ESPN put out this documentary some years ago called Broke. And in
Oh,
this document, I don't know if did you hear about it? Did you watch or anything like?
I
Yeah,
saw it. Yeah.
yeah, man. So it was part of the 30 for 30 series and everything like that. And you just got a whole list of superstar athletes who just ran through millions and millions of dollars. They were taken advantage of by accountants, by attorneys, wasted their money on women. They lost their money on businesses that they didn't understand. They lost their money in a variety of ways. You know what I'm saying? That they went from 100 million to nothing. Sad stories, bro. You know what I mean? And um, that tends to be the typical type of narrative for those guys who are in the NFL. Okay, and you've got similar stories in the NBA as well, but it is rare. And things are changing now because the brothers have gotten smart over the years. Some of them,
Hmm.
things have changed, but the reality is that you only had a few people who really stood out. So I look at Deion Sanders. Football has been his business for the bulk of his adult life. Okay, and it is his business, and he's called it business. And he said in public and in different places that I'm in the football business. Okay, and he understood that he was in the football business when he was in high school, going into college, and everything else like that. And it's about value and worth. And I want to say, and I'm glad Keep 100 is here because Keep 100 has been talking about value on his page, on his platform. Keep 100 has been talking about money and prosperity. And we talk about value, guys. It's not just dollars and cents, man. It's more to it than that. There are some intangibles that are there, right? And so, but dollars and cents are a part of it. And so I invited Keep 100 here to have this conversation because I don't think I have to convince you of this, that black men, unfortunately, by and large, we don't know what our worth is.
No.
We don't know what our value is, man. Okay, and we've been going back and forth, and I want you to weigh in. We've been going back and forth for the last 2 weeks, man, over this Will and Jada thing. You know what I'm saying? Where you have this man who was worth hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, man. Okay, who was known all over the world, a man who has created an extraordinary legacy in terms of film and entertainment, all that kind of stuff. And this man has allowed himself over the course of his marriage, over 20 some odd years, all right, to be degraded, to be diminished. I just picked up his book, which I'm going to read this, in the next week or so. He has allowed himself to be diminished and degraded by the woman that he brought into his world, Jada Pinkett Smith. And it's hard for me to look at this dude. It's hard for me from the outside looking in. We don't know him. All we know is what they put out in the public. But it is hard for me to look at this guy and to say that this guy truly, truly, truly understands his value as a man, even though he's got all this money. There is a deficit in terms of his self-worth. Now, I'm gonna give you the floor, man.
Well, and this is sad.
Hold on. We got O'Shea Duke Jackson in the house. What's going on, brother? We see you, man. Thank you for that super chat, my brother. Thank you for that. We got O'Shea Duke Jackson in the house, man. Good to see you. Good to see you, man. Salute to you, my brother. We're glad that you're here. Appreciate your help, support.
O'Shea
Duke Jackson.
Hey.
There we go. Once again, peace to you, my brother. Thank you for the support, brother. Talk to us, man.
Hey, man, the thing is, I spoke on this several times. You already know. We have been given our worth and our morality by other people.
Yes.
People who, would seek to benefit from this, this thought process, this how can I say, these values, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We've been told that our value, comes from our service to others.
Yes.
Our service.
Yes.
All right. So, self-interest is demonized. It's a bad thing. It's the devil. It's Lucifer.
Yeah.
For men, self-service, understand that every demographic looks at us, like the water carriers, the servants, the butlers, the slaves.
Yeah.
So no matter what level in life we arrive at, you're still a slave.
Still a slave. Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
So what we saw that night at the Oscars, right, was a man, right?
Yeah.
Although he found what was said entertaining, he turned around and he saw his overseer.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I call it. I don't necessarily call them masses. We know what mass is. We call them the overseer.
And
And he saw that she was not pleased. He saw that she was not pleased.
Hold on. Salute you, Marco Britton. Thank you for that super chat, man. Salute to you, my brother. Go ahead, man.
So upon seeing the overseer not pleased, without an order, without a vocal instruction, he sprang to action. It was his training, his conditioning, his his morality given to him that made him act on behalf of who he was taught to serve. This old story, right?
Yeah.
You heard about the elephants, right? That would walk around and they would turn this thing, right? And they would be chained.
Yeah.
They would have chains on their legs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after you raise a few generations of elephants, you could take the chains off. You can take the chains off.
That's right.
And they won't escape. They'll still walk around.
Yeah. Yeah.
If anyone has ever caught fireflies in a jar, when you first catch them, they'll try to escape.
Yeah.
They'll fly up and they'll keep hitting the inside of that lid. And after a while, they'll just settle at the bottom. Will Smith, like most of us, has learned who he's here to serve.
So it begins. There's a root. There's a root. There's a cause. There's a source. And man, keep 100, man. Tell me what you think about this, man. When I saw him react, when he said, after he hit Chris Rock, after he hit him, slapped him, right? And he walked back to his seat and sat down and said, keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth. Do you know what I heard? You know what I heard? Keep my mama's name out of your effing mouth. Is that? Do you think that's kind of accurate, Doc? Is that what you're getting at? Keep my mama's name out of your effing mouth.
Black in black culture, black women are mama. Oedipus complex. Okay, Oedipus complex. For those who are unfamiliar with Oedipus complex, Oedipus was a man who, I guess, he was in love with his mother and he sought to kill his father, right? Kill his father so he could take his own mother as his own.
Yeah.
Black men are looking for their mothers in their women because they've been taught that, you know, when you're growing up, you're the man, you're the son husband.
Yeah.
Then you become the husband son.
Yeah.
Oedipus. Oedipus C.
There you go.
Oedipus C. So yes, he looked at his mother. That is his mom. She runs that.
She runs it. Yeah.
I think it's not something that we, you know, men and women fail to see.
And mama has programmed him. Mama has taught him that the only thing that matters are her interests and her needs and her desires, that and feelings and all of that kind of stuff. That is the only thing that matters. Serving her, and not just serving her, serving people who look like her, i.e. other women. Okay? And that, as you said before, you are socialized to not have an ego.
Yeah.
To not be, hell, I'm gonna say this, an individualist. Or to act on your own individualist interests. You know what I'm saying? Or your own interest. And it's funny, as you were saying that, you know, we're gonna bounce around tonight, man. You know, 50, man, I've been looking at 50 Cent for a long time, man. And I'm gonna tell you this, man. I think the reason why 50 Cent is so polarizing, and I think why a lot of people don't like 50, is because 50 is unapologetically selfish and egoistic. 50 is not trying to serve anybody other than himself. self. And if you watch 50, his whole career, man, 50 was like, 50 like, man, I mean, no. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, 50 took a woman, took her to court.
Mm-hmm.
Took the chick to court, sued her, okay? Because she lied on him and stuff like that, and forced her. I don't know. I can't recite all the details of the court case, but a judge sided with him, and this chick owed him like almost $4 grand.
It's the
And
I think it's Tierra Marie.
Tierra Marie, yeah,
Yeah, 40 about 40.
yeah, about 40 G's, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and you got women like, oh, 50, that's chump change for you. You don't have to, you know what I'm saying?
If that was the other way around, she won her. Hey, a 50, you got it.
But here's the thing. The thing is that most black men don't have that kind of orientation. Now you can have some like a guy who, you know, built from the streets like 50. You got, you know, you got some guys out there like that, but that's not the dominant mentality, man.
No.
That's not the dominant mentality, dude.
No.
The dominant mentality is to put her interest above your own, you know, and to make your interest, make her interest your interest.
Yeah.
Even if her interests are destructive. Even if her interests will get your butt killed.
Yeah. You got guys. I mean, what Will Smith did is, you know, what we're used to seeing in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is you know, we always talk about proxy violence.
Mm-hmm.
We hear about the women who, you know, they run get their cousin there, they run get their brother them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get my man. I'm gonna go get my big brother. I'm gonna get all these men in the family. They run and go get so they can come out and act out violently for their hurt feelings or their perceived disrespect or whatever the moment calls for. And then these men come and, you know, sometimes murder other black men on the behalf of that. Because, you know, ain't nothing in black culture worse than a black woman's hurt feelings.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I had a bunch of guys. Hey, Doc, I had a bunch of guys debate me on this, like, you know, and these are guys that are usually red pill. Usually. But the training kicked in. With all this stuff we talk. It kicked in and they snapped into protect mode, chivalry mode, white knight mode.
There you go.
Simp mode. Okay?
There you go.
Oh, no, he disrespect. This is a man that got paid to say the things that he said on the stage that he probably didn't even write. But he deserves to be damaged, hurt, injured. Because black women's feelings. Feelings. Black women on all levels, all class levels, send black men to hurt other black men. Because we know that if this was a white man on stage, this would not have happened. See, the overseer ain't going to send the slave to attack massa.
That's right.
And the slave know better than to attack massa. So, so at the end of the day, like you said earlier, this man is worth in the hundreds of millions. He should not be subject to have to do what the guys who ran up in the Family Dollar had to do. You know, all the men who were sent somewhere on behalf of some ratchet hood chick, their mamas.
That's it.
to carry out proxy violence.
Mm-hmm.
This man's supposed to be beyond that. I tell people, they talk about, oh, because it's gangster, right? Oh, oh, he had the G check him.
Yeah.
Tony Soprano would not
Yeah.
have walked up to that stage,
at
least not himself,
yeah,
to slap anybody. And I think Tony Soprano's pretty gangster.
Yeah.
Right? I think Tony Soprano is one of the gangsters of all gangsters.
Absolutely.
You gangster, you get somebody touched, you don't touch it.
You don't touch it. There you go. That's it. And see, I had the same debates, man. Here on YouTube. Hell, I was on the Obsidian channel, man, and debating women and men about this stuff, man. And and you've got people who think that it's okay for a man to go to his grave. It's okay for a man to go to the penitentiary. It's okay for a man to lose his livelihood for the sake of, as you said, a woman's feelings, how she feels. And they got, and here's the thing, you got people who have the nerve to say that the perspective that we have makes us weak, beta,
right,
or not alpha, because we are not driven by impulse. And we not just don't snap like that and do something foolish that can destroy everything that you have built in this life. You know what I'm saying? Including your life, just your life, man. You know what I mean? And that's the core that I want to get, to get into right here, man, is when guys are able to realize, okay, the extent of their worth, okay, to the degree that they are not making decisions and choices that would destroy them, hasty decisions, hasty choices that would freaking destroy their entire futures. And I think too many of us, and you from New York, man, NYC, I'm from Miami, all right? We both come from similar eras, man. You know what I'm saying? We both come from cocaine cities, okay? And we both can tell stories of dudes, all right, who are not here now, or who are doing, football numbers in prison, who never getting out. You know what I'm saying? All because of a hasty, impulsive decision. They didn't consider the future. And when they didn't consider the future or what have you, they did not consider their own value, their self-worth. Okay. So it's like this. I value myself enough, if I'm Will Smith and I'm in that kind of scenario, to just sit there and not say anything in front of all those cameras, in front of all the TV and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Or if you're out in the public and you got anybody can try you when you with a woman in public. Okay. And we in the age of cell, people got cameras and all that kind of stuff. I value myself too much to act on impulse based on some, emotional female or some grievance. But it seems to me that that chip, as you said, that simp chip, or that simp enforcer thing that's in our head, that thing turns on. And before you know it, we have destroyed our lives.
Now, he didn't see, this is the other thing I want to say. He didn't act because he was upset.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't offended by what was said. If he turned to her and she was laughing, he wouldn't have moved. She didn't attempt to stop him. Right?
Yeah.
So, see, the thing is, it's like, one thing we don't want to not mention is any woman that would send you to war.
Yeah.
Send you to war.
Yeah.
for something so petty.
Yeah.
Because we never know what can come of war.
Yeah.
It can go our way. It can go the other way.
Yeah.
You know, for a man, and you know, we like to as of late, use the term high value man.
Like,
right?
man, oh my, yeah.
This is a high value man.
Yeah.
Now, there's another instance of a high value man named Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
Who made himself very available and accessible to war.
Yeah.
And he's no longer with us.
Yeah.
And this man was valuable to the people he supported and to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Understand, for you to put yourself as a high value person in an infantry or foot soldier position, you would have to ignore your value to yourself,
yes sir,
and to other people, and anyone who would send you to be infantry or a foot soldier. And you're a 5-star general.
Yeah.
Then they don't recognize or respect your value and your position.
There you go.
You don't send 5-star generals to be on the ground. You don't put mud on their face. 5-star generals don't wear the mud on their face.
No.
With the long gun.
Yeah.
See, any other culture.
Yeah. We're getting into it now.
So you have the woman he upgraded. Because I said it before, I'll say it again. If Jada Pinkett did not marry Will Smith, she'd be Nia Long.
There you go.
And we know where Nia Long is.
Oh, yes, we know it.
Nia Long was in the movie that Chris Rock produced.
There you go.
About hair. Isn't that ironic? So the woman he upgraded is the general.
There you go.
She's the capo.
Yeah. Hold on. Shout out to Charles Faulkner. Woo! What's going on, Charles Faulkner, man? Good to see you, my brother. Thank you for that super chat. Listen, this is a Mad Professor broadcast. We are live with Keep It 100 here, and we're talking about black men knowing their worth. We're talking about black men knowing their value. Y'all support the stream. Y'all share, y'all like, and subscribe. There's some of you all who have not subscribed to this channel. Go ahead and subscribe. Y'all subscribe to Keep It 100's channel. Go to Keep It 100. Keep It 100 has fire content. Everything that we're talking about right now, he's talked about before. We're just building on it. We are building. If y'all want to support, y'all can support through the super chats right here, a super sticker. You can support through Cash App, $BMI3000, Cash App, $BMI3000, PayPal, Ronald B. Neal, We are here talking about black men knowing their worth. Hold on. Thank you, Ray Knowles, for that super chat, my brother. We appreciate your support. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. We respect you, man. For sure. For real. You don't send generals to war. You don't send high value men out to engage in battle and combat. Colin Powell, you think Colin Powell, he was a 5-star general, was out there in doggone Saudi Arabia when they were looking for so-called weapons of mass destruction? But you said something that's pointed. Only in black culture. We diminish the value of the 5-star general. of the man who has proven himself, here's the thing, on the field of combat, and has done it consistently for a long period of time, and has been rewarded and has been decorated over and over and over again for his service. And we will look at that same man and we will spit, the women in particular, will spit on him. And that goes back to something that you said. I know you did this, you've done this on your platform, breaking down the high value concept. And these women, it doesn't matter. And we know this. It doesn't matter because, we're going to put it out there. It's being taught. It's being taught that if you build yourself up, if you get all this currency, all right, and you get to six figures, you at 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 500,000, that automatically you're going to get all of this respect, all of this praise, all of this adoration. But we know, talk to me, man.
All these boxes that they tell us to check. Shout out to Quinnell.
Quinnell, what's up? What's up? Thank you for that, brother.
All these boxes they tell you to check.
Yeah.
They say, hey, man, black men don't build. Black men don't do this. Y'all need to do that. We can't submit to you unless you have this, or you do this, or you build this. Mm-hmm. Every time you check off a box, more boxes get created. Yeah. They say 6 figures. Yeah. You hit the 6 figures. Now you need to be 6 feet. Yeah. You hit the 6 feet. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Now you need to provide and protect. Yeah. Do all this stuff. Yeah. And then I'll submit to you. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And we can go through names. We can go through the Russells. Yeah. We can go through the Wills. Yeah. We can go through the 21 Savages. Yeah. And all these guys that we have up there. Right? Who are high value guys that check the boxes. Yeah. And these men are not getting submission, not getting cooperation, not getting respect. This is what you're told to do. Yeah,
there you go.
Imagine.
There you go.
You see a sign that says, hey, come to McDonald's. We got 2 Big Macs for $2. And you go to McDonald's with your $2. Yeah. And they give you a Big Mac. And you say, sir, where's my other Big Mac? Yeah. And he says to you, oh, you think because you gave me $2, I'm supposed to give you 2 Big Macs? Yeah. Well, kind sir, the sign right there says 2 Big Macs, $2.
There you go.
This is the advertising. This is what's told to you to get you to go to McDonald's. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. It's false advertising. It's telling you if you do this and this and this, then this will happen. Yeah. And we will do this.
There you go.
But then you're told, oh, we don't owe you that for doing this. Mm-hmm. There ain't no ring on this finger. When you put a ring on it, then they say, oh, you ain't my daddy. Yeah. Or you ain't never going to be a daddy.
There you go.
Never, ever, ever, ever.
Never. Yeah.
The man at the top of the food chain that has built a life for a woman. Yeah. And Jada Pink is not broke, but she's not worth a Will Smith.
No.
She is living a lifestyle that she would not be living if she was not with Will Smith.
There you go.
So here you go. Here are these things. Yeah. And then after you do this thing that you've been told to do that you should not be doing because you are at the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the lioness is hunt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, go get the food, shorty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang out over here because I'm the king of the jungle.
Yeah.
You go feed us.
Yeah.
And you go out and you do that thing. The protect, right? Because you provided, now you're protecting, right? Quote unquote.
Yeah.
And then that person that they turn around and say, "Oh, I didn't need you to do that. I'm not a woman that needs protecting."
She moved the goalpost.
What is I gonna do? I'm a strong woman. I was strong. I never needed you.
And all of her sisters, and meanwhile, all of her sisters are applauding. You know how they do. Yes, girl. Yes. Look what he did. Yes. Tiffany, you got Tiffany Haddish.
Oh my God!
Oh, crazy Tiffany Haddish. Jay needs to go, and when they get home, she needs to give him a blowjob from the back. You know what I'm saying? She said, "Well, no back." You know what I mean?
When you got the most ratchetest,
co-sign that.
The most ratchetest woman in Hollywood co-signing your actions, you got the pause. And for all the guys that think there was nothing wrong with this, because I don't know who's in here tonight, but for all the guys who think that there's nothing wrong with that, you have to question whose points of view you're agreeing with. If you're agreeing with people who normally operate dysfunctional, you might want to, do some introspection. Right. But this man, like many of the guys online, his training kicked in. It doesn't matter. You take that man, you took him out of South Philadelphia. What is it? North Philadelphia, West Philadelphia.
West Philadelphia.
And you put him in Bel Air, but that didn't remove the training.
It didn't move it, no.
That was some Full Metal Jacket-ish.
And
our culture, and I had a long back and forth with a couple female family members about this last night. Our culture, all right? Again, we have a very matriarchal, maternal culture. Anything patriarchal or paternal is not a good thing. It's not seen as a good thing, especially from Black men, because it is seen as oppressive, controlling, abusive. Right? Look at any man, you name any famous man that is running his household and is known to run his household. And I guarantee you that there's a negative opinion of him. Right now, some people are trying to paint Will Smith as the narcissist.
Wow.
A couple of people. I'm not saying this is a big thing. I've seen a couple of people try to flip this.
You flip it, yeah. Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I had a guy try to tell me that Will Smith, when he tried to plan the birthday party for her, he did that without her permission. He did that. He didn't get her consent to throw her. Are you kidding? You throw your wife a birthday party? A bad guy? If you don't do it, then look at Zaddy over there. Zaddy give his wife big birthday parties. Zaddy give his woman this. Zaddy give his woman that. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
it's weird, man. It's a weird dynamic that we have in our.
But here's the thing, man. So, and this is what I really want to dive into, man, because we recognize that we have this problem in the culture and this problematic psychology, man, that is passed down from generation to generation to generation. And it's a humongous job, you know, trying to, you know, think about how do you overcome it on a collective level, right? Major. I don't know how to do it, but you know, we're individuals. Um, Black men have the ability to make choices, man, all the time. And how do we? Let's talk about this because I want to kind of shift it. You know, talk more concretely about what it means for us to value ourselves in the real world. Once we remove, think about this, man. Once you remove the provider male,
Mm,
once you remove, you know, the simp enforcer, okay. Once you remove all these things that puts, you know, someone else's interests ahead of yourself, what does that look like, man? What does that look like in the real world? And so, I guess to be concrete, man. So, both you and I, are guys who have never been married, right?
mhm.
And from what I understand about you, I know I've never been married, and I don't have any kids, okay? And that's not by accident.
No.
That's by design,
Mhm,
okay? All
mhm.
right. I saw I saw the toxicity, I saw the misandry, the negative stuff a long time ago, man. You know what I mean? I mean, like yourself, man, we came up different kind of cities, man. So I mean, I saw what people call the red pill, man. I saw that when I was a kid too. You know what I mean? All right. And I knew how chicks got down in
Yeah,
the crack era, in the cocaine era, man. You know what I mean? And that, you know, I just saw it. It just raw. Okay.
mm,
And
yeah,
I saw it in college and other places and stuff like that. So I was never really naive to the underside of female behavior.
mm,
Okay. Now, you always had a little bit of hope, and you always give people the benefit of doubt, and you know, you want to affirm some ideal in terms of romance and all that kind of stuff. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
But at the end of the day, that reality element kicks in. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? But here's the deal. Here's the deal, man. So, bro, you got guys who we got guys who talk about child support all day long. We got guys, and that's a real thing for guys. You got guys talking about divorce and alimony and all these things. You know what I mean? And it's clear to me that you have guys who, let's say, by the time they turn 25 or whatever, they might have had two kids or three kids or what have you, and they might have been married or the kids might have happened accidentally and stuff like that. And that impacts the entire darn near the entire course of your life,
yeah,
right? Because kids, you know, in marriage means that you got these priorities, you got these investments. At least there should be investments. You think they are. You can't. I'll put it like this: you cannot maximize yourself in the way a person who doesn't have kids, who is not married, you know, can. It's
right.
like so. I'm hoping that young black guys are listening to us, right? And I'm hoping that young black guys, you know, guys who are under the age of 25, and let's say they don't have no kids, man. They not on no road to marriage, and they kind of lost and kind of trying to find their way, man. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And they got a sense that there's something twisted in this world that we live in, that they don't need to live out this programming.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, you know, from your standpoint, man, like concretely, man, and I was listening to your creating value broadcast, and you were telling dudes about saving and investing and all these practical steps, man. What would you say, man, to a young guy, man, who's starting out, you know, who's getting a sense of his value and how what he needs to do, man, to kind of build himself up?
Well, is very hard to begin with, because a lot of us, we grow up with our mothers. If we do have fathers in our life, hopefully they are not, conditioned.
Yeah.
Because we talk about single mothers, but what we tend to not say is that some men grew up in 2-parent homes where daddy was a simp himself.
Mm-hmm.
And so you even though your dad is there, you learn the female dominated, female centered, reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
I say that to say, I want to say, start saving your money.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how many gentlemen in the chat experience what I experienced. Like, when you're growing up and you in your mother's house,
Yeah.
The if you get 5 cents, she want 7 cents.
Mm-hmm.
If you get 6 cents, she want 8 cents.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You got to start kicking in. As soon as you hit 18 or you get your little summer job and everything like that, it's time to render under Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to learn how to provide and protect. And this is your mother.
Yeah.
Why am I providing and protecting for my mother? Now, understand, I'm not saying don't protect your mother if somebody's coming at your mother, but you are not your mother's husband.
Yeah.
Right. So, when you turn 18, the rent didn't go up.
Mm-hmm.
The light bill didn't go up. None of these things were more expensive on your 18th birthday than they were yesterday.
Yeah.
I would say I would tell them to do what I did. I mean, I got out of there.
Yeah.
I got out of there.
Yeah.
I came down to your state.
Yeah.
In 95, I went to Orlando.
Yeah.
That was my escape.
Yeah.
Got out of there and I started stacking.
Yeah.
Oh, Bevon, shout out to Bevon. I see you. I see you. That's my man right there.
What's up? All right. There we go. What's up, Bevon? What's up, man? Good to have you, my brother. Good to have you, brother.
It's my computer guy right there. Right? Shout out to him.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Cool. You gotta get you, man. You've been out the country.
Yeah.
Have you bumped into other brothers outside the country?
I have.
How is that, right? Because I've experienced it.
Yeah.
When you bump into American black men outside the country, what is the general energy when you bump into other brothers? Nobody's fighting.
Nobody's
mad. Nobody's trying to kill each other. Because it's understood that these girls are for the streets.
Yeah.
Right. So I would say that a lot of, the violence with black men has a lot to do with women. But getting back to what we were saying, I would tell young black men, like I did on that video, save as much money as you can.
Yeah.
You have to start building a foundation. Yeah. Right. And what I call it just in case money, emergency money. You got to build you an emergency fund. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to tell a guy that's 17, 18 to not chase women. It's hard to do that.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh man. I mean, yeah, that's rough, man. That is rough right there, man. 18, actually, 15 to 25. That's real rough, man. But for me, man, what happened? I couldn't wait to get out. And I went to college, and I went to college at home, and I couldn't afford to live on campus. So I was at home, at my mom's house, man. But we had tensions, man. You know what I'm saying? Because my mother gave me options: either you go to work or go to school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you go to school, then you can stay here. But then, as I matriculated, things flipped, and it's like, okay, it's not enough for you to go to school. You need to bring some. You need to work too. You know what I'm saying? You need to bring some bread up in here. Okay. Yeah. And so, and that's when the student loan issues start coming in, right? Right. So it's like, initially I was getting Pell Grants and everything, and you don't have to pay back then. You had to pay those Pell Grants back and everything. But then my mother started putting pressure on me on getting these other type of loans, you know, to help with the finances and stuff like that, and with credit cards and all that kind of stuff, man. And she, man, I tell you what my mom did, man. She got a whole bunch of credit cards in my name, and maxed a couple of them out, you know, before I graduated. But I couldn't wait to get out, right? Because she thought he should do me a favor. I'm building up your credit, right? That's my mom's logic. But the best thing that happened to me, I'm gonna tell you, man. Thank you, Seven Cupid, Black Man's Rite of Passage. Liberate yourself from Mama's Nest. That's right. Liberate yourself. Y'all share, y'all like and subscribe. We got 71 people viewing this this stream. When Black men know their worth, I'm here with Keep It 100. We talking about Black men understanding their value. Hit the Cash App, $ BMI 3000, Cash App, $ BMI 3000, PayPal run will be nil, or you can donate through Super Chat or Super Sticker. Man, I could not wait to get out, and I got out.
Mm-hmm.
And in '95, so you came to Florida. I moved to Atlanta in '95.
Mm-hmm.
I moved to Atlanta. I mean, that was the Freaknik era, man. In Atlanta, to do more schooling and everything like that. And it was one of the best things that happened to me, because I didn't know anybody in Atlanta. At that time, man, Atlanta was just growing. There were so many industries there. Man, let me tell you something, man. The hardest thing that I had, Miami was hard, man. If you're a young Black man, late 80s, early 90s, man, it was hard to get jobs, man. It was hard as hell trying to get jobs, man. And I was fortunately, man, I got jobs for this. I got a job at this place when I was in college called Roadway Package System, which was later bought out by FedEx. I moved to Atlanta, man. Man, my first week in Atlanta, I found me a job. Okay, and that was the fastest, you know, route to employment that I had ever experienced in my entire life. Okay, and I lived on my own. But the point was, I got away from home. Right, I got away from home. I met Black people in Atlanta. You know, Black people from all over the country in Atlanta, man, and moving in different kind of ways. You know what I mean? And I got the independence, right? And because it was kind of hard, because I grew up, I'm an only child, you know, and you know, she was the only one. She raised me and everything like that, and I was a son husband, so it was kind of hard for me leaving, but I knew I had to leave.
Yeah.
But the point is, man, when you move, when you relocate, and you different place, and you're like you're in Nevada. Am I correct? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Vegas.
So yeah, Vegas, from New York to Florida, man. How beneficial has that been? And you talked about it, man. You moved to Florida, and you say, man, that was a game changer, man. Can you talk about that a little bit more in relationship to like the other moves that you've made, and how that like was attached to your sense of value and self-worth?
All right, no doubt. First, I want to shout out Forrest McLeod, because he's bigging me up in the chat there. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, he's talking about the lighting. So going to Florida, you know, because me and my mother were bumping heads,
yeah,
in a major way, and so my aunt decided, because I would always complain to my aunt, oh, she's doing me like this, oh, this is going on. My aunt got tired of hearing it,
yeah,
and decided she was going to send me to Orlando with her son. You know, because you know, we were staying over in one of her extra apartments. She had, you know, extra places, and so she sent me down and him down to Orlando. And going down to, I mean, you know, I never not lived at home. So it was like an umbilical cord cutting.
There you go.
You understand what I'm saying? You know,
most
I mean,
definitely.
You know, with all the drama,
yeah,
and all of that, it hit me like, yo, I'm leaving. It's over. I'm out of here. Right?
Yeah.
And you know, it's kind of like, you know how your mother might be like, get out until you get out, and then they're like, wait, don't leave.
Don't leave.
but I had committed. So I'm like, okay, I'm going. And, you know, when I was leaving, she was like, where you think you're going? You know, she expected me to go out, be on the sidewalk or the streets for a couple of days and then come back. But then my aunt got involved and shipped me and my cousin to Florida. Now, my mother didn't know about this.
Yeah.
But, you know, in the time that this happened and the time that I'm on that bus, I'm like, this is real. Like, it was emotional.
Yeah, of course.
It's emotional because, again, like, you know, you want to leave, you want to get away, but you've been conditioned. To need to be there. But I'm like, nah, I need to get out of there. And once I was gone, once I was out, I could be out. Like, I was mentally removed. It's more about just physically. I know a lot of guys who, you know, if they don't live with their mother, they can't leave the state or the city where their mother lives because, I got to be close to my mother, this and that, just in case this, that, and the other. Now, right now, I'm sitting in Brooklyn, New York, right? You know, which is why it took me a little minute to jump on here. But I'm in New York now, but I live in Vegas. I don't have family in Vegas. I didn't move to Vegas to be close to cousins, aunts, or anybody. I am mentally removed. And when you put yourself in a position where you don't have your mother or any family to support you, you're gonna find a way. You're gonna swim. You're gonna sink or swim.
And here's the thing. Thank you, Nightmare Files. Thank you, Nightmare Files, for that super chat. And that's what I'm getting at, right? Because the same thing happened to me. All right. So I'm gonna tell you what happened. When I first moved to Atlanta, my plan was I went to go to school there, and I'm gonna, do my schooling for the 3 years I plan on being there. And I was gonna go back to Florida, man. Let me tell you something. After 6 months in Atlanta, I was like, I ain't going back to Florida. I was done. After 6 months in Atlanta, bro, I was done with it. Completely done. Now I went back to visit my family and everything like that, but I was in a completely different mental space. And as time went by, I was like, this is it. And so here was the thing. You talk about, and here's and this, guys, this is what I want you all to understand about when I talk about BMI and BMA and all that kind of stuff and being me. I'm talking about this, guys. As Marcus would say, when you're in a situation where you have to sink or swim, okay, it brings the best out of you. Okay, when you have to deal with that type of adversity, when you're tested, you are able to discover aspects of who you are, your character, and your personality that you didn't even know existed. Okay, because the reality is that most people don't really leave their hood. They don't leave the block. They don't leave the city. They don't leave the state. And it's not the crap on people who don't leave, but the reality is that a lot of people don't leave, man. You know what I mean? I know people in Florida right now. They were born there. They're gonna die in Florida. Okay, lots of them. They ain't been nowhere other than they ain't up the state. Okay, and brother, when you leave. So the thing about it is that when you leave, these things come out of you. It builds. When you survive it, here's the thing: you survive it, right? And you thrive. You survive. You thrive. I'm in a new city that I don't know anybody. I find a way. I get a job. I get housing. I make some connections. I learn, the culture or what have you, and how to navigate. You know what I mean? And it builds you up. It builds confidence. It builds. Here's good. It builds value.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
that's the big thing. It builds. Leaving home builds value. And the more you leave, the more you get out of your comfort zone.
Right.
The more you get out of environments that you're familiar to, the more value you tend to develop and grow. Would you agree? Or you think, what do you think about that?
I definitely agree with it. I mean, I guess me and you have very similar experiences. You know, you have to mentally separate yourself from mama,
Yeah.
because you know the closer you are, you know, to mama, you know, like you said, you got those guys that don't leave the city, don't leave the state, because they're worried about mama. They're still mentally connected to mama.
Uh-huh.
And once you it's like, you know, you got a lot of guys that they don't really become who they are until their moms actually passes away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They can't remove themselves or disconnect themselves from their mama while they're living.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
sometimes they worse off when they moms pass away, you know. But once you remove yourself from that, anything safe,
Mm-hmm.
and you go through the world, like you deal with the world on your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you'll understand why emergency money is necessary.
There you go.
Because nobody's coming to help you.
That's it. That's it.
Nobody in that city is related to you.
There you go.
They're not your mama, they're not your brother, they're not your sister, they don't care about you.
There you go.
And that's when you learn the world. And once you learn that the world doesn't owe you anything, you'll also learn
there you go.
You don't owe the world nothing either. Right? So we talking about, you know, 50 and his selfishness. This is a man whose mother has passed on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they tried to kill him.
Yeah.
He views the world in a way that most of us do not.
Not. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, he's laying on the floor bleeding.
Yeah.
Now I'm not suggesting that any of you guys go through that. Right.
No.
But you know, understand that there are things that will happen to you when you are on your own that you, only you, can fix.
Yeah.
And you have to put yourself and build yourself up to be ready and prepared for whatever life is going to bring you. Right? So, you know, not to, you know, Doc, I was talking on Facebook about, you know, guys being able to cook for themselves, clean for themselves, different things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what do we usually tell women? Like we tell them know their worth, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Their phrase, actually.
Yeah.
This is something that didn't exist before Alicia Keys comes out with you know, a woman's worth.
Yeah.
And that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
This phrase does not exist before this record.
There you go.
Right. That's where it originated from. A woman wrote a song called A Woman's Worth, and ever since then, women been talking about know your worth.
Know your worth.
Right? Know your worth, never settle, you know, all of these things, right?
Yeah.
And they were able to say that because what women are taught in our culture is to be autonomous, to have their own, support themselves.
Yeah.
I don't need no man.
Yeah.
I don't need this. So if you can't get it from a man, you get it from yourself, right?
Yeah.
They don't teach us that. They teach us to give, right?
Yeah.
And what else we learn is to, you know, like these things I mentioned earlier, the cooking and the cleaning and things of that nature.
Yeah.
These are women's things, right?
Supposedly.
Supposedly. You got women working in corporate jobs with suits and ties on, and they don't feel no way about that. It's a wonderful thing that they getting men's money in a man's position, wearing men's clothes, driving men's cars and owning men's property and voting.
Yeah.
So they got everything that they need that would typically be called, you know, a man's achievement, man's, you know, tools and resources and things of that nature, which I've said it before, to provide a male is dead.
There you go.
Right. Men, on the other hand, are handicapped to not only need women, but to serve them at the same time. Yeah. To serve them. Not only are you here to serve, but you're handicapped because you've been told and you believe that doing certain things for yourself either makes you soft, makes you weak, you know? Now, if you don't want to cook and clean, then make enough money to pay somebody to do it. Pay somebody to do it. This is a mental connection to mama. We are replacing mama with these women.
Yeah.
And that once you replace your mama with these women, now you it's like replacing the cigarette with something else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now you're attached, mentally attached to this woman.
Yeah.
You're back at square one.
Yeah.
You don't eat unless she's cooking for you.
Yeah.
You can't make a move unless she tells you you can.
Yeah.
You can't experience joy outside of her presence that she didn't hand deliver to you.
Yeah.
So, number one, yes, get away from mama.
Yeah.
Secondly, number two,
Yeah.
save you some money, because a lot of problems that you will come in contact with can be solved by having money on hand. And I told them in that video, and I want more people to watch that video because it's one of my least watched videos on my channel.
Go to the channel.
Value. Tell them how to get that money up, get that credit up, because you'll need that credit. This ain't just about getting some girls. I'm not a dating coach. Mind you, you do all of this stuff. The women will come, but it's not for the women. The women are a byproduct of building value because they want, well, women of value want valuable men. And when I say women of value, I don't mean women with careers and money.
Yeah. But listen, man, I think, and this to add to what you were saying, man, in terms of saving and stuff like this, man, I really see us black men in light of your experience and my experience, man. And I tell people, man, people ask me, how did I get where I am today with the, whatever little success I have? I tell people, I said, I gambled my way here, man. I gambled, okay? And I rolled the dice. I did not have a blueprint for the stuff that eventually unfolded in my life. You know what I'm saying? The path that I took was a completely different path. You know what I mean? At each step along the way, man, it was a new level in the casino. You know what I mean? And here's the thing, when you're gambling, and it's calculated gambling. It ain't reckless gambling. It's calculated gambling, right? And you have to understand the ups and the downs of playing this game, man. And that makes you sensitive to money and resources. Jobs come and go. You know what I mean? I've lost jobs. I've gained jobs and all of that. And those, there are major lessons in that. Because the one thing you were saying, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. And y'all get this video. Y'all look at the video on KeepItOneHunned's page. It's called Creating Value Part 1, and then you got Part 2. Okay. And one of the things that you said is that every black man need to save at least $10,000.
Yes, sir.
Every black man need to save $10,000
minimum.
Now, minimum. And here's the thing. When you said that stood out to me, because if you listen to some of these, financial advice people, all right. I'll give you one, man. Very popular white guy who's on YouTube, social media, Dave Ramsey, right? And his stuff is pretty good. He's the Mr. Debt Free guy, right? And he tells people to have $1,000, or a quarter of, at least 10% of their salary or whatever. You know what I mean? But he normally begins with like 1,000, right? And I always thought, or 3 months, here it is, or 3 months, like 3 months rent, whatever your bills are over a 3 months period of time, you should have that saved up, right, or whatever. And that's not typically for your normal household. That's not typically not $10,000, right? And so when you said save 10 grand, I understood where you're coming from. I mean, that's a black man. That's a black man's plan, okay? In the event that I'm gonna say the shit just hits the fan. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
Okay? You lose your job, but something significant happens in your life. You got at least 10 G's, all right, there to fall back on as some type of cushion.
Right.
And then you went on to say, if you can stack more,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
go ahead and stack more, man. Say more about that, man.
10 G's. Most of you men don't have 10 grand worth of problems. If your car break down, or your engine break down, or your transmission break down, or you catch a flat tire, right? Any of these things that may happen. And like he said, if you lose your job, anything that may just pop up out of nowhere, right? Who's going to lend you $2,000, $3,000? Yeah. Who's going to lend you that? Who can you call?
Yeah.
Who can you call to borrow that money? Yeah. Now, check this out, right? I see somebody say child support going to eat that up. I don't care how long it takes you to do this.
There you go.
When you guys get your tax returns and you blow it the way you blow it, stop doing that. All you do is they got PPP money. And this is idea that, okay, understand, once in a while, all of us, we live in America, all of us, once in a while, comes into a lump sum of money out of nowhere. Yeah. It happens. Yeah. At least once a year in your tax return, at least once. Yeah. Stop spending that money. Yeah. So put that aside and make that your emergency fund. Ain't nothing better than a dude that ain't got to ask nobody for nothing.
There you go.
Nothing. I don't have to ask nobody for nothing.
There you go.
You understand?
There you
nothing.
Go. There you go.
If it all crumbled down,
it's
what they call it. They call it FU money.
FU money. That's it. FU money.
So anything.
Yes, sir.
If everybody starts speaking to you, war in Ukraine, gas prices is up. You got it.
Yeah.
Oh, we cutting 30 people. You got it.
Yeah.
And if you come up and into some idea, you bump into somebody with some money making idea that you think could get you. Now you won't miss that opportunity.
Yeah.
Hey man, you got 3. We could flip 3 into 6.
Yeah.
As long as it ain't no cockamamie, Dr. Thunder. What's going on?
Dr. Thunder, what's going on, man?
What's going on?
Good to see you.
But yeah, man, opportunities, they come out. Life is unexpected, it's unpredictable, unexpected. Things happen good and things happen bad. And sometimes good things happen to those who got it sitting.
Yeah. And the thing about it is that you don't have to have a whole lot of income or revenue to save up 10 G's.
Right.
Okay. You don't. It's a myth. We believe that the only people that can save money are people who have disposable income and what have you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a myth. Okay. Yeah. I think that if you have discipline, and this is for Black men, somebody said that you got to have discipline, and absolutely correctly.
Yeah.
This is about being disciplined, because here's the thing, man. Our condition is so precarious, man. There's so much unpredictable stuff that happens to Black men that we have to be strategists. Yeah. We gotta be scientists, man. You know what I mean? When it comes down to planning, particularly financial planning, you know what I mean? And we got to think about that FU money, man. In the event, you know what I mean, that the shit hits the fan and we need something to fall back on, man. And that requires a certain type of mindset, you know what I mean, and a different way of valuing yourself, because you're thinking about the future. That's the part of it, right? We're thinking about the future. Yeah. We're thinking about unexpected events or what have you, and you're not being impulsive. That's the thing about saving and stuff, because it teaches discipline, and it's like, if you can save, my philosophy is, man, if you can become a strategic saver, okay, and be good at it, I think that other areas of your financial life will be successful. I just think that if you are good with saving money, everything else falls in place.
Yeah. You know, what they call it, delayed gratification.
There you go.
All right. And let me build on something you were saying. You talking about as black men, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like this system ain't yours.
yeah,
It ain't made for you to win.
yeah.
I'm gonna throw another word out there. You have to be financially
Yeah.
vigilant. Vigilant
Vigilant.
in a way that nobody else has to. I hear a lot of guys, you know, we talk about the, you know, this man in the community getting more women than this man. Well, I don't. This man doesn't have to. Forget what anyone else has to do. This is your reality. This is what you have to do. We as black men,
Yeah.
more things befall us than anybody else.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
There's numbers and, you know, on this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you have to do things that other people don't. You have to stack bread.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the likelihood, like we're the last ones in, first ones out of there.
There you go. There you go.
And
there
if these things you don't, man, you're headed for a terrible place.
Yeah.
If you think the position that you're in,
yeah.
and especially when you're doing good, that's the best time to do it.
Oh man.
Nobody buys an umbrella when it's raining.
Yeah. Dude, I just saw you. It's crazy. And yeah, he's a black man. Benzino, man. You know Benzino rapper, man. And you know, Benzino Say's Apprentice, man. We thank you for that support. Yes, sir. You're gonna see the publication on BMI and BMA soon. And I look forward to having it ready for everybody for consumption. Y'all hit the likes, y'all hit the Cash App, y'all share, y'all subscribe. We're talking live. We're keeping 100 about black men knowing their worth. Thank you, Kareem Austin. Thank you for that support. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you, man. So Benzino been in the news lately, and you guys who you younger guys, he's older school rapper and stuff from back in the day, out of Boston, Cape Verde background, and everything like that, you know. And Benzino, man, there was a video that came out. He says that it was back in 2020. He had some situation go down at a Red Roof Hotel, and he was with, the way the story is framed, with a transgender person. But that's not what I want to get into, transgender person. What I want to get into is that Benzino had hit hard times financially, okay? Because there's a video of him on Vlad, and he said that he took a hit because people were they were making fun of him because, oh, Benzino's at the Red Roof. What you doing at the Red Roof? You know what I'm saying, dude? You know what I'm saying? You got money and all this kind of stuff. Or at least you've given the appearance or the perception that you got money. Yeah. And he went into this whole story about how his whole economic picture had changed. You know what I'm saying? He was borrowing money and trying to get money from people who owed him money and stuff like that. And this dude is over 50. You know what I mean? And this guy, one day he was once the co-owner of Source magazine. You know what I mean? And he's seen a lot of money in hip hop. You know what I mean? But it goes to the point that this stuff ain't guaranteed, dude.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is not guaranteed. And so, money comes, money goes, opportunities come, they go. You know what I mean? Even this whole quote unquote high value man thing, man. You know what I mean? You can reach a place and you can plateau, and stay there for a minute, and you might not go higher. You know what I mean? You might go lower. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was talking about Cam Newton. So Cam Newton is no longer the superstar quarterback that he once was. He can no longer. He's older. He's over 30. He maybe have 3 or 4 or 5 years left in his game, and now he's bouncing around trying to get on other teams, even though he has his own investments. But the thing is, man, that's how, it's economics, man. It's the stock. You talk about the stocks and the stock market, you know what I mean? And how stuff, you got volatility. So it's like, as black men, we deal with high levels of volatility, man. And we can't take that for granted. And we have to, again, man, be strategic about doing that, and make wise decisions about how we move in the world, man. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I didn't. It's to do it's like not having kids, man. For me,
Yeah.
not having kids was deliberate. I mean, it was deliberate because I didn't want to deal with the child support. I didn't want to deal with the baby mama stuff. I
Yeah.
didn't want to deal with losing income. Okay. And I didn't want to be. Here's the big thing right there, man. And we know guys like this, man. You out here with 2, 3 kids, and then you lose your job.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You go through a long period of unemployment, man. How many guys go to jail, man? Over this child support stuff, and they get dragged, or they lose their driver's license, and all this kind of stuff, man. You know what I mean? And um, you have to be, you got to be strategic. And the other side of it was that I didn't have kids because I was thinking long term, right? Because it was like there are other stuff that I want to do down the road in the future. There are places I'm trying to go. I'm trying to build more value. And if I get out there, jump out there, and start having all these kids and stuff like this, it's not going to happen, or it's going to impede the process. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? It's going to limit my ability to to save as much as I want to save, to invest as much as I want to save, to invest. It's going to limit my ability, to move. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So I guess overall, man, we just deal with a very precarious climate, man. As black men, and I don't think that we black men, unfortunately, man, it for some of us, it takes a long time for us to understand that. You know what I mean? And it's like shit got to hit the fan real hard, for to kind of wake us up. You know what I mean? And so yeah, and that's why, man, I wanted you to to talk about this, man, because our culture really works against it. And I heard what you're saying. I heard what you on your creating value. Y'all go back and watch the creating value streams that he did. And you said this is true. You said what you said, it was true about most of us.
Mm-hmm.
We grew up in families that didn't understand money.
Real. Yeah.
We grew up in families who just they wasted money. They
Right.
just
Yeah.
they would spend money. They ne-
Encourage.
they encouraged it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we never got a real true education about money. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And you would think that we as black people, just in general, with the volatility that we live with,
Mm-hmm.
that we would be more sensitive to that. But we're not, man. And it carries over, it carries over, it carries. Now, what are your thoughts, man, on kind of overcoming this mindset? Overcoming the baggage that a lot of us have. Because I'm gonna tell you, my mother was horrible with money, dude. Horrible. And I think I'm pretty good with money. And if I'm good with money, it's because I learned from my mother's negative example.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to be broke like you, mother. You know what I'm saying? I don't like these moments when the lights are out. Okay. I
Got
just don't like it. I don't like the fact that the phone bill is in my name. Okay.
it. Mm-hmm.
And I said, when I become an adult, this ain't gonna be this way. And I did what you did, homie. I saved all the pennies. I saved nickels and dimes. Now you said you saved $7,000.
$7,000 in just fives and tens and twenties, 7 G's in a year and a half. I'm not making this up. About $7,500. Let me tell let me tell these guys. Women are a bill, brothers. Okay, most women are a bill. They are there. They are liability. You listen to any one of these, money gurus. They'll tell you acquire assets, not liabilities. And a lot of us spend our money on things that ain't worth nothing, ain't gonna bring us nothing, and will cost us money.
Yeah.
This money that you saying you can't save, how about this?
Yeah.
Look at what you spend money on every month. What is hitting your credit card every month? What subscription you have? What bills you're paying every month? And decide which one of those you don't need. Yeah. You all have it. Money that's coming out of your joint every month. Oh, Mr. Donnie Mac, I see you. I see you. Shout out to my man Rodimus 32. Just want to shout him out. And shout out to Mr. Donnie Mac. He just hit 10K.
Okay, good.
Pushing further
Shout
to 12. Baby step number 3.
There you go.
I'm gonna tell you, Mr. Donnie Mac, if you can handle anything, and the funny thing is, the things that you can handle that you ain't got to touch that money for, you're good.
Yeah.
That's not an emergency. Emergency is when it exceeds what you're holding. Yeah. Now, understand again, our discipline with money. We've been taught. Yeah. Again, we talk about value. That our value as men comes from taking our money and spending it on everybody. Yeah. We tell the women, you got women that are married or in relationships that, they're going to spend your money first.
Yeah.
You're the man and they're going to spend your money first. They're going to spend her money, your money is her money. Yeah. They're going to spend your money first. A lot of these women got little savings and funds and everything just in case.
There you go.
You dip. You ain't there. Or they decide they're going to leave you. Understand the things that we are telling you tonight have been told to the women unapologetically. And for us to be telling you what we're telling you makes us misogynist. Yeah. We're telling you save some money. Yeah. I don't care if you're single. I don't care if you're married. I don't care. You got to put aside some bread for you. Dr. T. Assange said one time, he said, hey, man, we have learned that anything that is self-interest is bad, like, to do for yourself. Everybody else has been told to do it for themselves. Do things to preserve, be vigilant, self-preservation, reliance, right? Yeah. So you save that money, right? It's hard to do because you want to hang out with the shorties, you want to hit the club, you want to do all this fun stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know who in here is in their 20s, but I'm gonna tell you like this. And you mentioned stocks, you mentioned a couple other things. Yeah. If you save the 10 grand, and we got a crypto man in here, DT Crypto, you get behind some crypto, you get behind some stocks. While that money's sitting on these securities or crypto currencies or whatever, namely Bitcoin, gaining value, understand that now in crypto, you can borrow against the crypto. You ain't got to sell. People got this idea that how do you make money from stock? Well, you got to sell your stock to get your money back. You don't. It's just like insurance. It's just like having a house and you borrow against your house or you borrow against, you got people that take out title loans against their cars. Appreciate asset. What I've done over time is I've taken out money against stock to buy more stock. Like owning a house and you take a mortgage out on a house to buy another home. Yeah. Not to go party. Yeah. There's discipline. These people are not successful by accident. Yeah. And this is what we're talking about when we say a lot of us didn't grow up learning about money, because what we learn about money is you go to work, you get your check, you splurge that, and you go to work another week, you get money again, and you splurge that. Yeah. Because we've been taught, what's the phrase? You know, a lot of us grew up Christian.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's easier for a camel to go through an eye of an
Of a
eagle.
nigga than a rich man it is to get for a rich man to get in heaven. Yeah.
You know, money's the root of all evil and all this.
Oh Lord.
Meanwhile, everybody with the bread is winning.
Everybody with the bread.
So you take this money and you do what I say you call buying your freedom. You sell your time for money.
Yeah.
You ain't getting the money back. Yeah. The money will buy your time back, your future.
Yeah.
People with money do whatever they want.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in New York. I'm talking to you, and I'll be talking to you guys tomorrow. I'm on my time. I'm on my time.
There you go.
People who know me,
yeah,
they know how I move. I'm on my time. I don't got to be hey, I wake up whatever time I want to tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, if you do these things, yeah, you save up this money, you put this cash into these things, yeah, these things will bring you back money.
Yeah.
And as the years pass by, you work less and less and less.
Yeah. And here's the thing, you know, I think going back to women, man, and that's why I think we have things upside down, right? So we pathologize these guys. You got these guys out here who are working. You got guys who are working, they don't have kids, they're single and what have you, but they don't got a whole bunch of women, a whole bunch of chicks. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we pathologize them, right? And we call them lame, and some would even go so far as call them an incel or whatever like that. But those guys are in a winning position, right? Okay, because those guys don't have the distraction. If you're working, if you're a single guy and you don't have any kids and you're making decent income, all right, and you're working and you don't have, let's say you don't have a whole bunch of debt or anything like that, do you know how much value you can build? Do you know how much you can stack over a 10-year period of time? You know what I'm saying? If you're not spending all, and I have to accent time, right, if you're not spending all of your time chasing these women, all of your time, we love women. Hey, don't get it twisted here. We are heterosexual men. We love the company of women, contrary to popular belief. No, we don't hate women, okay? We just put things in their proper perspective. That's all. But here's the thing, you know what I'm saying? We've been taught to have 2, 3 women. You got you spend it. Think about this, man. If you got 2 or 3 chicks, man, that's 2 or 3 bills. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about the girlfriend. That was the thing about the girlfriend thing for me, man, is that a girlfriend is a bill, bro. A girlfriend is a bill. That's a bill, dude. You know, a wife is a bill, but a girlfriend, it begins with the girlfriend, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you're so think about this, man, guys who go from, let's say, one relationship or one woman to the next, or one group of women to the next, money is always going out. You always got money going out, and you can't build from that. You know what I mean? And you can't, as you say, you cannot create long-term a type of freedom that you're talking about. You can't put yourself in a position where you can just do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because all you're doing is just exhausting all these resources on these people, you know, in these situations. Going on vacations, she want to go on vacations.
Yeah.
She wants you to buy her Christmas gifts. She wants you to buy her Valentine's gifts. She wants you to buy her birthday. Oh, you can't miss a birthday, dude. Can't miss the birthday.
No.
You got the birthday gifts. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you got all these things, which is economically exhausting, dude.
Yeah.
Economically exhausting, man.
Money that's not coming back. It's not an investment. Now, you know, you might say, oh, it's an emotional investment. We all need a companionship and yada, yada, yada. Sounds good, right? Right? Yeah, but if you think about it, you know, women typically put their, how can I say, you know, they tend to put their wants before their needs.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why women could do that and you can't is because most women have a phone number of a guy that they can call
Look at that.
It's going to cash app them.
There you go.
You don't have that. Most of you don't have that.
Yeah.
Most of you cannot get on the phone and call somebody to give you $500,
no.
$600, $700, $800.
No.
You don't got it.
You
don't have that. So maybe your mother got money. I don't know. Maybe you can call mama and she can give you some money. Maybe. Yeah. But mostly you ain't got that.
Don't have it.
You don't got it. You don't got it. Right? So, you know, you have to be that person for yourself. So for a time, you have to put aside. It could be 1, 2, 3 years.
Yeah.
And the more bills or more expenses you create for yourself, the slower this is going to happen.
Yeah.
You're going to create more. This is about you. I was telling them, Doc, you know, SYS, F, YS. Save yourself from yourself.
There you go. Yeah.
Because it's your choices. Like you choose. Like, you know, the woman, you know, some of you got kids, if you ain't got kids, try to avoid that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's things you're gonna do that's gonna drain money. There's things you're gonna do that's gonna give you money, or you're gonna stack money aside, because unfortunately we are judged. You know, our value is judged based on what we do have, and our ability and our to move in our freedom and things of that nature. We get, just like women get devalued when they have kids, so do we. Don't get it twisted. It's not the same, but it's real, right? Women like dudes that ain't got children, attachments, things of this nature. You know, so do your best to accumulate value, whether it be financial or other things. You know, put yourself in a space where you can walk away from things and it won't faze you. Things can come at you unexpected and it won't faze you. You have to build that, you know, and we talked about fitness, but, you know, whether it be fitness or whether it be financials, like all of this is about discipline. Because it'll happen. It can happen to you. And what we don't want is for you to have to be one of those guys that it has to happen to you for you to get it. Because in some cases, the thing that'll happen, if you ain't prepared for the storm, you might drown. You know, you might not make it. So
And I'll tell you this, and I don't want to take up too much of your time, man. We've been going for 2 hours, man. I'll be honest with you, bro. I'm a minimalist, dude. I'm a minimalist, man. I'm a dude. You talk about needs and wants, and you know, women putting wants over needs, dude. I'm a dude who takes care of his needs. Okay. I occasionally, man, I've talked about on this channel, man, I go out, I have fun, I travel, you know what I'm saying? Because I can do that, right? But at the core, dude, I'm a minimalist, man. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something, man. And I wanted to, I mean, I got a whole list of things I want to talk about. We're not going to be able to get to all of them, but I got a vehicle, man. I got my vehicle that I drive is a 2000. I got a truck. It's a 2005. I bought it brand new, 2005. And my truck has almost 250,000 miles on it. Okay. And in the years that I've had my truck, I've probably spent $5,000 on maintenance. Okay. And the last maintenance job I had to change an alternator and stuff like that, bro. And I could buy a new car, new vehicle if I want to, right? But I choose not to.
That's right.
I choose not to, dude. Okay. Cause I don't want that car note, bro.
That's right.
I don't want that car note. And I don't want to go into my account, man, and be putting and just throw cash and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I drive my 2005, man. Okay, and been driving. I'm gonna drive it into the ground.
Right.
Okay. And then when the next vehicle I'm gonna get, I'm gonna buy outright cash, man. But that's what I mean, man. And it's like, I live a humble lifestyle, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, I got apartment. I could live in the house. I got my friends who live in houses, 4, 5, 6 bedrooms and stuff like that, man. They try to shame me. They house shame me. People
Yeah.
house shame me and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, it's just me, dude.
Right.
It's just me. Right? And it's like, don't you want a mortgage? Don't you want to build equity? All right. And I've been out on the housing market, looked at houses.
Yeah.
There's some markets that are better than others, dude. Okay.
Yeah.
The market that I'm in is pretty decent. Okay. But it's not prosperous enough for me to jump
Yeah.
out there and make that investment, man. So I mean, what are your thoughts, man? Because I think and I know that it's hard because Black people have a hard time with minimalism, right?
Yeah.
And I just mean, what do you think about that, man? You know what I mean? In terms of you got cars, you got houses. How much do we need, man? You know what I mean? To live.
We've been told that. I mean, we've learned that we have to show our wealth. Like we have to show it. Like it has to be visible. It has to be seen. Like if you have it, you ain't really got it unless we see it.
Yeah.
Right. And often what people say is they say, well, the white man doesn't have to show his wealth. Well, the white man's wealth is seen in his skin complexion. And what we've learned in this environment is that the darker your skin complexion is, the less money you're likely to have.
Yeah.
So what we have to do to offset that stigma or that, perception when the Black man walks in the room that he doesn't have it is that we have to wear it and it has to be visible.
Yeah.
Proof of that is when a white man walks into a Black strip club. Doesn't matter what he has, what he doesn't have. It is assumed and perceived that he has money.
He got money. That's right.
And when we walk into that same strip club, nobody looks around, nobody jumps, nobody gets excited, unless we got a big rope chain
There
here
you go.
and big cubes right here,
Yeah.
So we got to see our money in order. Oh, he got it.
Yeah.
Even though he Black,
there you go.
He got it. Right. Yeah. So we've learned that in this, in this environment that we in, to offset our Blackness with visible wealth. Yeah. And that has worked against us. Because we want to look rich as opposed to being rich. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I too am a minimalist. Now, shout out to the Bitter Truth Show. I don't know if he's still here. Make a comment if you're still here. Me and Bitter Truth Show, he doesn't have he's way up there somewhere. But I've known this man a long time, and he knows that I'm the minimalist. Yeah. I don't have a sprawling mansion. I could buy the new car. Okay? Everybody knows this about me.
There you go.
I'm 8 points from an 800 credit score. Okay? I too own a truck. I own a box truck with a liftgate on the back. Yeah. It's the only vehicle I own. Yeah. 2006 Chevy 4500 Kodiak. Big truck. Yeah. I bought that truck so it could bring me some money.
There you go.
I didn't buy it to drive through town and look like the man. If I need a passenger vehicle, I rent one.
There you go.
And when I'm done with it, I give it back. Yeah. I don't want it. I don't want a note. I don't want monthly payments on nothing. That truck that I have, my insurance is less than $100.
Same here. Thanks, Michael Green. Thank you for that.
Move yourself to a place where the cost of living is low. Right? Yeah. You don't need a bunch of stuff. I do not. For years, Doc, in Vegas, People shame me. I've been car shamed more than I've been house shamed.
Got it.
Right? And why you don't get a car? Why? Because supermarkets across, I've moved. These are strategies. I've moved to a place where I have a supermarket across the street. Starbucks is across the street. Lowe's is across the street. I got a whole mall across the street. I can walk there, walk back. Walk there, walk back. On foot. Everything that I need is within walking distance.
There you go.
From where I live. So I do not need a vehicle. Do I have use of a vehicle occasionally? Yes. But if I were to own a vehicle, I will be paying monthly on minimum use of this vehicle. I am in New York right now. I'm not at home. My vehicle will be sitting somewhere, being paid for and not used. All right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, minimalist.
Minimalism. Yeah, and you know, and again, man, you know, I like to dress up, and you know, occasionally I go out and and do my thing, or I shop. I shop occasionally and buy some new clothes. I don't do it a whole lot, you know what I mean? Because I don't have to, I exercise and stuff like that, so I can still wear shit. Man, I was in Nashville, man. I wore something I had to go to a major event, man, and I wore something that I bought damn near 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That I can still wear, for a cocktail party and dinner. You know what I mean? And so, and nobody knew it. I was just, oh, you look nice. You know what I mean? And so the thing is, man, is that yeah, man, I'm a minimalist, and I would tell some of these women, I tell them, I say, I'm cheap. I'm a cheap dude. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no shame to it. I'm a cheap dude.
You call this all day, all day.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that black men, I think that a model, man, especially for a young man coming up, I think that it can allow him to see great dividends if he does it for a long period of time, man. So think about. I want you to comment on this, man. Think about time, like the value of time, man, and let's say like a 10-year program, man. And what I mean, because you are an entrepreneur, you're self-employed, and what have you, and remember Malcolm Gladwell came out with the book years and years ago called Outliers and all that kind of stuff. And he was talking about, people talk about like the 10,000 hour rule, about mastering a craft. Yeah, and that's the thing. I think guys, and also in building value, man, you master a craft for a long period of time. You've been doing what you've been doing for more than 10 years, right? But think about what you learn in your craft over a 10-year period of time that gives you value, that you build on in everything, man. Can you and I because here's what I want to say. I remember I was reading somewhere, some magazine, man. It was back in the maybe around 2010 or something like that. Diddy was celebrating Brian Williams of Cash Money Records, right?
Okay.
Cash Money had its 10-year. So they came out around 98. So this is probably 99 actually. So this was maybe 2009, right? And they were having some big party in New York. And Diddy was celebrating the Williams brothers and all that kind of stuff. You know how hip hop is, man. People come and they go and their business don't last a long time. And he said something that I found interesting. He said, this is a, shout out for 10 years in the business, right? He said, you say most, and this is what he said, man. He said most niggas can't stay in one place for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Most niggas can't keep a job for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Most Negroes can't do a lot of things over a 10-year period of time, right? But if you're able to do something over a 10-year period of time and do it well, that has given you significant value, man.
Yeah.
So speak on it, man.
So, me personally, I, from young, I've been into the art media stuff. You know what I mean? Whether it be, like artwork, like real drawing, real painting, that's what I come from.
Yeah.
Camera work, which is, people telling me, hey man, YouTube, the lighting and all of this stuff. I mean, that's a real camera right there. There ain't a webcam. Looks like a movie. It's a movie camera looking at me. Okay. Right. So this is what I do.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it. I bumped it. It's funny. I bumped into one of my young guys. I know this kid since he's maybe what? Single digit, like maybe 9, 10 years old.
Yeah.
And I bumped into him in the street. He bought a truck, but he's talking to a friend of mine. He's like, yeah, man, back in the day, I had all the, you remember the days when the Living Color was out, I had all these kids off the street. I had my over-the-shoulder VHS video camera.
Yeah.
This is the 90s. I'm 14, 15 years old with a camcorder that I bought myself.
Yeah, got it.
Because of discipline.
Yeah.
Because I saved up hundreds of dollars in my teens to buy this camera.
Yeah.
Right. So, over time you're doing this thing and you're building yourself up. I don't know what guys in here are into, but whether it's a creative thing or whether it's a trade or anything like that, and you're focused on that, and you're improving it, and you're getting better, and you're getting better, and you're getting better, and you're investing in the tools of that trade, right? You're investing in the tools of that trade that's going to bring you money, and then you're using that money to do all the things that we're talking about. You're going to build yourself into someone that, like, it'll be hard to tear you down in terms of, like, like I said, life's unexpected, things. Your skills, your education, all of these things, and your money, your investments, and especially when you start early, especially with money, there's this thing called compound interest. And the earlier you start investing, that's why Warren Buffett's a billionaire, right? Because this guy's been investing since he was really a kid, really a kid. And a lot of us are taught, especially with the stock market, that you're gonna lose your money. But we don't have a problem going to the casino. We ain't got a problem going to the club blowing bread. We blow a lot of bread on a lot of things. We lose a lot of money on a lot of things. A lot of like, us being called cheap. A lot of, black men, I think that, are afraid of being called cheap, really because, women don't like cheap men. Women like generous men. And women want men to be generous with not only their money, but their time and their resources. But, how you know a woman really likes you? She spends money on you. Not if she lets you hit it. She spends money on you. Women don't spend money on men they don't like.
You're right.
Right? So over this, you're saying 10 years. 10 years. What I tell guys to do, and it's a hard thing for them to listen to.
I know it is.
I try to tell guys, yo, forget about your 20s, man. Just throw your whole 20s in the trash and focus on, whether it be your education, your building yourself up financially, accumulating assets, things that are going to make you money. Like I said a minute ago, I'm like you. I don't want to own a vehicle. If I do own a vehicle, I'll buy it outright. And in my particular case, I bought something. I bought a truck that I can use. If I gotta go somewhere in this truck, I'll drive it somewhere. I hardly drive the truck, but if I could put a one room bedroom apartment in this truck. Right? So these are things that you gotta think of. What is this thing that I'm spending money on going to bring back? What, and that's how you think about entrepreneurship. Like, not what it's going to cost me. What is it going to make me? Like, how much money am I going to make if I spend this? Spending money to make money, right? if you do that most of the time, because, you know, sometimes we have fun, sometimes we spend money, but if most of the time you're spending money to make money, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Over this 10-year period, and you're taking that money and you're spending it on things that's making more money.
Money. Yeah.
It's a snowball effect.
Yeah.
You know, buying stocks or buying crypto and using the profits to buy more. All of my securities are set to, especially if they earn dividends, and that's a whole other thing, a whole other conversation. Those dividends are reinvested. Everything is reinvested. What I spend is what I need. I eat, turn the lights on, I live. That's it. Everything else, and the more expenses you can eliminate that you don't create over this 10-year period, right? Over this 10-year period, you'll get to a point in that, you know, you might do it in 5, 6, 7, or 8. You'll buy your freedom. You'll chill. You won't have to do much if you don't want to. Like, you can move when you want to move. You could take 6 months and just kick it.
Yeah.
Be 6 months on, 6 months off, or no months on. Yeah. You invest in these things early because they will your body gets you money. You know, it's like a guy said earlier, you know, we use these hands to get money. One day your hands will get tired.
They're gonna get tired. Yeah.
I don't care. And people know I'm an in shape dude.
Yeah.
I'm very, I'm fitness out, right?
Yeah.
But at some point, I'm not going to be able to do a bicep curl or pull up.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to sit down. And that point that you're sitting still, now all the things that you invested in, take care of you. And you know what we're taught is, well, if you marry a good woman and you do this way, that ain't guaranteed. You trust you have to do it for you, and you have, because you got to trust you.
Yeah.
10 years. 10 years. And if you're not in your 20s, I don't care what point you are in your life. If you're in your 30s, 10 years, you'll be 40. That ain't old.
Yeah.
If you're 40, in 10 years, you'll be 50. That ain't old.
Yeah.
I know guys with bigger muscles and abs, and they cut up, and older than they 20 years past me. Right? You in your 40s, you got 20 years to your 60. And I know 60-year-old men in good shape. Yeah. So the time is now, 10 years of what we're talking about. I don't care if you go get your CDL and drive a truck, whatever is going to get you the most money the fastest. Yeah. And everything that's costing you money, eliminate it. Get rid of it. Get it out of there. Yeah. And in 10 years, you can buy your freedom. Yeah. This is a real thing, man. This is real. I ain't Tony Robbins. You know what I'm saying?
No, for real.
Yeah, this is a real thing, man.
Yeah.
And you can do whatever you want.
There you go.
That's the stuff you like to do. You could go kick it with some shorties. You could do this. But you gotta invest that time. You gotta build the thing. You gotta build the value. You gotta build the thing the goose that lays the golden eggs, so to speak, right? Yeah. So once you do that, then you have you can get to the other stuff will be there. It'll be there. It's not going anywhere. The girls is going to be there. If you're the guy with the money, look at Mr. Samuels. Yeah. This dude he's in his 50s, living his best life.
Yeah.
Right.
And see, guys, this is what we're talking about in terms of Black men. When we know our worth, when we know our value, we will be conscientious, man. We will take the concept of time seriously. Time. When they say time is money, That's a fact.
Oh yes.
That is a fact of life. That's a fact of economics. Time is money. And what you do with your time in your life will determine, all right, the currency, everything that you accumulate, everything that, is related to building you up, guys. And we need to be more attentive to that time.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, what we're talking about again, this is about self-interest, right? It's
Right.
about self-interest. This is about interest. This is about protecting our interests. Um, not putting ourselves in situations that would that would run counter to our interest. All
Yeah.
right. Again, not as you, in your words, not falling on swords, jumping
Mhm.
out windows.
Yeah.
Uh, you know,
Yeah.
doing reckless things, going on suicide missions.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
For
Going
people who would not do a suicide mission on your behalf.
right.
That's the other thing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so, and again, like I say, man, I look at 50, dude. I look at 50 Cent, and he's hated. They hate him. They hate him. But 50 Cent, man, he just continues to build more and more and more and more and more. You understand? And when I look at a dude like that, it's clear, man, that he wasn't just kind of your run of the mill street guy
No.
who only saw what was in front of him. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? It was like, dude, I got a long vision. I'm a marathon runner, man. I'm looking at the big picture. When you hear him talk about the stuff he's done in entertainment and business, it's very consistent with that, man. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And if it's not 50, I've heard Master P talk like that. You know what I mean? And so Master P, he knew that he couldn't sell records forever.
Yeah.
The dude knew. I mean, that was one reason why when they had No Limit, that they were putting out like 10 albums a week.
Mm.
The dude was putting out like 10 albums in a week, and the rationale for doing that is because he know that No Limit was not going to be hot forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then you got to find some other things to invest in. You understand? And so that's it, man. And again, man, I appreciate, man, you coming on. I mean, there's so much more to
Yeah.
discuss, but I've been wanting to talk about this, man. In terms of value, in terms of black men knowing their worth, because in these spaces, we talk a lot about the women and the sexual dynamics and on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
But we don't have a lot of conversation. And you mentioned your own, your streams. And I'm hoping that the guys will go over there and watch those videos.
Mhm.
We don't have a lot of conversation about black men's self-worth and what it means, and what it means to build it up in the face of our backgrounds, in the face of the fact that we grow up in households and in communities, to be perfectly honest, that don't value us, man. They
Yeah.
don't value us. We are not, black men are not valued.
No.
All right. We are utilities. We are mules. We're used for other people's interests.
Hmm.
And it takes a lot for a black man to come to a place where he just unapologetically is selfish
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
self-interested.
Yeah. You got it. I mean, yeah. The men that are the most loved in our community are the men that are willing to throw themselves away for other people. Those are the most loved. Think about it. Our favorite black men are martyrs.
Yeah.
They're martyrs. They are willing to throw themselves away figuratively or actually for other people. I tell people, like you said, time is money. Understand this, gentlemen. If you go to work and you give them 40 hours and they give you a amount of money for that 40 hours, and then you take that money and you waste it, you have wasted that 40 hours.
Yeah.
That 40 hours is not coming back.
Yeah.
Your time is money. Who wants to waste? Would you throw 40 hours in the garbage? Like, I mean, We don't want to go to jail.
Yeah.
But do you want to be at that job that you're working at? That's prison.
Yeah.
That's prison. So what you're getting paid for it if the money that you're getting, you're using it just to pay off everything, every expense that in many cases you've created for yourself. You're running a hamster wheel. So, you have to put yourself in a position where you can keep some of this money. Because back in the days, Doc, some people were able to buy their freedom.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
you
right.
have to be able to buy your
freedom. There you go.
You're spending your freedom money.
Yeah. Yeah.
On what?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What are you spending your freedom money on? You might have some fun, yeah, but all the time? No. At some point, you have to save up money to escape.
Mm-hmm.
Or at the end of this, you would have to look at yourself like a way. So, we talked about that. We talked about, most of the time we do talk about these women. We're preoccupied. A lot of us, it's really about, like, that's what we think our value is.
Yeah.
How we affect the feelings of women and things of this nature.
And you know what I think? Here's my theory. And thank you, Electrician 480, for that $20. Thank you for that. Man, you know what? I think one reason why we do obsess over these dynamics with women, because we don't have anything else.
Yeah.
It's like, if we had other, feel like this, man. Dudes with investments, dudes that got businesses, dudes who are connected, they got all type of capital in the world, man.
Yeah.
Their self-worth, their identity is not tied to the women, the vagina. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, you can be negatively aligned to material things and money, because what happens at the extreme, these guys, when the stock market crash, they jumping out the window. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And committing suicide. You understand?
Right.
But the difference is that they're not, their identity, their whole existence is not tied to these dynamics that have been shaped by the moms and the aunts and the sisters and this matriarchal stuff. You know what I mean? And romance. And I, my thing, and I've said this, that, and Kevin, it's like with Kevin Samuels, man, he's been selling, the relationship, right? And he kind of, I would say, kind of shames these women, right? Puts them on blast for not valuing relationships, because they value their careers more, and careerism and that sort of thing. And it's like, we weren't always that way. And and I think that it may be that we Black men are the only ones who are invested in maintaining this kind of relationship dynamic, and it gets us this. It takes us away from other dimensions of value.
Yeah.
You have any thoughts on that, man?
I've gotten a lot of heat for saying exactly what you just said. We are the only ones who really want a community. I tell people community is a man-made thing. It's a male concept. Community is not a goal of women. Community offers things that women can benefit from. But where we are now is women are getting the benefits of community without community. Because what we have built is a society that, gives to women and rewards women without their, participation in the what we consider their their half of the social contract. Oh man, this guy's calling. Ignore that. Right. So Yeah, so they're part of the social contract. Let me cut that. Yeah, they're part of this. You know, they don't have to pay into society the way that they used to, right? So again, community is a man-made thing. It's a what we're trying to do, and I've said this before. What we're trying to do is we're trying to restore that thing, because with the community is not producing things that we want to see. Women don't have a problem with dysfunction as long as it works for them. It's kind of like white folks voting for Trump, right? They ain't like Trump. The Republican Party didn't like Trump, but he served the purpose, so they would get what they want. They wanted their party in the House, and they wanted certain things, and he was just the man that was gonna. No other candidate was gonna get them there that first time Trump ran. So what I'm saying about community is, community is a male ideal, a male concept that there's order and structure that comes with community that we want, that women don't mind being without, as long as they get the benefits of community without paying into it. So yeah, Black men are the especially in our culture, are the only ones that are interested in restoring or building back, saving or anything. Because if it were any different, the things that women are deriving from, whether it's stipends that they get from the government, the welfare state, or these careers that they would be taking that and investing in community, and they do not. They invest in themselves and sometimes their children, but mostly themselves, and maybe other Black women, but they do not invest in community, the idea of community, or none of that.
Thank you, Cole Black, for that. Y'all share, y'all like, and subscribe to this channel, and we appreciate your support. We're gonna wrap up shortly. We're here with Keep It 100, and we've been talking about black men knowing their worth, man. And yeah, man, that's the one thing I realized, man, is that a lot of us don't have anything else going on, and it's not any deep fault of our own, because of our environment and our circumstances and everything like that. And we don't have the mindset to kind of break that, you know what I mean? And so we sit here and talk about these dynamics at the expense of what really should be preoccupying us, and that is our self-interest, our worth as men, having a long-term vision and everything like that, and to build a life where we are not. Here's the thing: we're not codependent on these relationships. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is that there are two men who are they don't have enough distance. We are too codependent in this relationship with women and all these issues and what have you, and it comes to at a detriment of us valuing ourselves and pursuing interests and everything. And so people look at people like they look at you and I, guys in our 40s, guys in our 40s, no kids, stuff like that, single and all that kind of stuff, and some will say, "Oh, you're selfish."
I've heard it. Yeah. I've heard exactly those words. Yeah.
You're selfish.
You're selfish.
I've gotten this over and over. You're selfish. And to be honest with you, yeah, I am. I mean, here's the thing, because we're talking about investing, right?
Right.
We're asked, in terms of the community stuff, we're being asked to make an investment in something that doesn't yield any robust return. You're telling me to invest in marriage and children, and I'm not anti-marriage. I want to be clear. I'm not anti-marriage. All you guys who are married, God bless you and all that kind of stuff. We're not anti-marriage. I'm not anti-child and everything like that. but we don't live with the world we live in. You all know that the world we live in is hostile to marriage, hostile to family and child rearing and socialization. And it does not, this world does not give us a great deal of incentive to invest in these things.
Yeah, men especially. Yeah.
Especially, you know what I mean? And so, of
Yeah.
course, yeah, I'm selfish. I want something out the deal. You know what I'm saying? And if I can't get nothing out the deal, I'm gonna live my life the way I want to live it
I
on
mean,
my own terms.
if you look at marriage the way we've been looking at everything else, we talking about investing in, you know, assets, not liabilities. Marriage, you know, and I don't want to come off as anti-marriage. The problem that I got is not marriage itself or the institution, but the laws relating to marriage.
Mhm.
And you know, it's like a bad union negotiation, union, you know, benefit negotiation, right? And you know, if you look at risk versus reward, which is what we've been talking about
Yeah.
most of the evening, like, you know, if you look at deals and investments and this and that and your time and blah 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 blah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What was, you know, when you talk about marriage, what's guaranteed to you? It's a gamble. It's like the casino.
Yeah.
Now, I live in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah.
This is casino town.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have not spent $1 in a casino in Nevada. That's how I
That's how
roll.
you roll. I hear you, man. I feel you, man. I feel you. See, I do.
I have not spent
I
$1
feel
in a
you.
casino.
I feel
So
you.
with that sort of mindset, you got to understand that a man who is living in a gambling town and is not a gambling man is not going to be marriage minded.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's a gamble.
It is a gamble, man. It is a gamble. It is a gamble, man. So we have a lot of work to do, man. And you know, the stuff that you do on your channel, man, you know, the work is cut out for you, man. And you know, dealing with this mindset, man, and getting these guys, you know, there's so much. And I wanted, well, we kind of talked about it in an indirect way, but you know, you did a video called the death of the provider male and stuff like that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it's kind of consistent with this conversation, man, because it's like, all right, once now that that's out the way, right?
Right,
you can build you, okay?
right, right.
Now that that is out the way, all right, all that provision and everything. Um, and it's funny. I remember I read something Bell Hooks wrote years ago.
Mm.
She was responding to men back in the '90s who, like, when they were looking at feminism and what feminists were saying about being, independent. He said, "Oh, really? You want to be independent? Oh, okay. Well, we take that because we don't want to pay for you. We don't want to pay for y'all anymore. You know what I'm saying?" And she was like, "Well, there's more to feminism than that." She kind of, she kind of accepted but didn't accept it. You know what I mean? Or she had some issues with men seizing in on the material dimensions of it, and seeing it as a benefit. You know what I mean? Because if you say that you're against patriarchy, then you got to be you got to be against patriarchy all the way.
Right,
Okay,
right,
you
right,
can't
right.
you can't you can't have one foot in patriarchy and one foot out. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? You got to be all the way, either all or none. You know.
right.
Um, but at any rate, man, I appreciate your time, and it was great having this conversation. This is our first time going back and forth like this, and we
Yeah,
definitely got to do it again, man. I'm
definitely.
gonna give you the floor, man. If you have any concluding words about our conversation and what we have been chopping up um, about here, man, please, the floor is yours.
So your value is not connected to women at all. At all. Your value is what you build for yourself. Now, you will be, evaluated by the
Hmm.
world. But your ability to move freely,
Hmm.
your ability to, maintain yourself You know, this idea, we said it earlier, you know, not having to ask anybody for nothing, you know, is something that builds a lot of like self-esteem, confidence. You know, these are things that, you know, people, not just women, but people find attractive. Like, you know, people are drawn to people like this. You know, so we say a great deal about people who are selfish, but when you think about it, you look at, you know, he mentioned 50. You know, you mentioned you know, we could talk about a few others who consider themselves and what they need from the deal. These are people we respect. These are people we idolize. You understand? You know, Michael Jackson buying the Beatles catalog, that was a selfish move right
That was
there.
selfish, man.
You my man and all that, but
That's it.
let me hold that.
There you go.
And we like, wow, what a shrewd, intelligent business move that was. That was selfish.
That's it.
At the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Like if I had to, you know, cause we so used to winning for losing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's our religion, winning for losing.
Winning for losing.
How about winning for winning?
There you go.
I don't care what people think. What they're gonna hate you. Remember Tony Montana? He like, look at me, I'm the bad guy, the richest man in the room. That's what selfishness gets you.
That's it. That will get you. Yeah.
What's in it for me? What do I get? Why am I here?
That's it.
I understand what you get.
Yeah.
But why am I here?
What? That's it.
What do I get?
That's right.
We all play spades. We all play chess. What we do? We play to win.
Play to win. Play to win.
You play
Play
to
to
win.
win. Play to win, man.
If you got the big joker, you throw it on the table.
Man.
You don't hold it. You know, I don't want to. No, you throw it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
You play to win.
Yeah.
That's selfish. Animals are selfish. Yeah. They eat other animals.
Animals. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm hungry, and you look delicious. I hate to do this, but that's selfishness.
That's selfishness. That's it. Yeah.
And we've been taught to be selfless, and that's why we lose. And we try to bring this community together in this scenario because we can all get together in this very liberal approach and things like, no. You know, if you want power, you got to take it. It's a selfish move.
That's it.
Nobody who won, nobody who owned, nobody who was at the top was not selfish. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. You want value, you got to take it. You got to build it. You got to take power.
Yeah.
So that's what we're telling you, man. You know, tomorrow I'm on. Let me shout this out. Tomorrow I'm on.
Go ahead.
A stream called Bitchcraft. Right? I'm on this man's channel, so I'm being very, very, very controlled.
Go ahead, say it.
Those who follow me, y'all know how I get down. Tomorrow night, Bitchcraft, ladies and gentlemen. This is the culture we live in. We are under.
There you go.
Bitchcraft. Wicked Bitchcraft. And join me tomorrow night. I'm going to be on. Y'all already know what it is. Yo, thank you for having me on here, man. Let's do it again.
We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. Listen, guys, we appreciate you, man, for tuning in tonight on Friday Night Live, man. This is the Math Professor, man, and this is the BMI, Black Men's Independence, BMA, Black Men's Agency, BME, Black Men's Empowerment, and BMH, Black Men's Happiness broadcast. We're going to keep it going, brothers. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Friday night, and be sure to check out Keep 100 Saturday night. Saturday morning.
Saturday night. This is going to be
night.
Yeah, I'm on the East Coast, so I think this is going to be I don't know, maybe 9-10 o'clock. I got it set. I think I got it set to 10 o'clock. Keep it 100 for those who are asking. Keep it one HUNNED 100. I'm from New York. That's how we say it. Keep it 100.
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, so type in Keep It 100. The link is Keep It 100 Gram, but type in Keep It 100 is one word. Go check it out, man.
There it is. They go link right there. Y'all get it. We got a link. The link is in the chat.
All
The
right.
link is in the chat, brothers.
As always, 100 brothers.
100 guys.
Yeah.
You all have a good night, and we'll see you next time around. Peace out.